In Paris today, the 16 NATO member countries signed a document with Russia which henceforth will regulate the mutual relations between our country and that organization. The President of Russia called the signing a victory of reason. I'll remind you, up until mid-May, serious doubts remained that the sides would be able to finally agree upon the text of the agreement prior to the previously announced date, the 27th of May. Never before in the history of the Élysée Palace had so many dignitaries convened at the same time. 18 official delegations participated in the signing ceremony of the bilateral agreement. From the 16 NATO member countries to the Secretariat of the military bloc and Russia, Jacques Chirac, as a cordial host, greeted guests at the main entrance. He greeted all those who had gathered and announced the opening of the summit. According to the itinerary, first to speak was Boris Yeltsin. This is our common achievement. This is the victory of intellect. I would like to thank all the leaders of the countries, all of those who, during this period, actively strove toward the existence of such a document, facilitating the circumstances wherein everyone, including Russia, would feel comfortable in Europe. Noting the significance of the document in forming new foundations for European security, the Russian president expressed hope that all points of the agreements would be strictly adhered to by the sides, and the announcement, which became a sensation. After the signing today, I'm making the decision that all warheads will be removed from all the weapons which we have aimed at those countries represented by all those present here at the table. Military sources in Moscow clarified that the president meant that Russia will remove program and missions from missiles previously aimed at objects located in NATO member countries. The strategic missiles will be equipped with so-called zero-flight missions. Previously, the agreement on mutual non-aiming of missiles existed only between Russia, America, and Great Britain. The founding act on mutual relations, cooperation and security between Russia and the NATO Union was signed in 3 languages, Russian, English, and French. It specifically entrenched the obligation of the alliance to not locate nuclear weapons and combat units on the territories of the new NATO members and not to exceed limits of numbers of troops in Europe. Also, we received the main thing for which we strove, the opportunity to influence the bloc's decision-making process through the permanent Russia-NATO Council, which was set up. Probably all of this is less than what we desired, but more than what we could have expected in the beginning of the talks. No matter what, the first step has been made. A compromise which prevented launching again the mechanism of Cold War has been achieved. The road to proceed is open. We are merely in the beginning of the path. Oleg Shomer reporting from Paris for Public Russian Television. One must say that the initiative of the President of Russia on strategic nuclear missiles was completely unexpected for participants of the ceremony, to the degree that for a while they categorically refused to comment. Later, the American advisor on national security, Sandy Berger, said that this is a step which in its scale exceeds all measures which to date had been discussed at disarmament talks. In the evening, the official statement followed from the Russian Ministry of Defense, which gives the conclusive answer to the question, what will happen with the missiles after all? I quote, "In fact, this means ensuring, through various means and methods, the removal from combat vigilance or duty of all types of nuclear missile devices which could have been aimed at NATO member countries. Such methods include, as well, and not exclusively, measures toward non-targeting as well as disengagement of the main components. Furthermore, daily patrol will be organized only in the interests of implementing such measures as to achieve nuclear security." All of this happened after the signing. This morning, before the beginning of the ceremony, Boris Yeltsin, in his Paris residence, received the British Prime Minister, Anthony Blair. This was the first face-to-face meeting of the two leaders, and as the press secretary of the President of Russia noted, it was held in a very cordial atmosphere. The press secretary, the British Prime Minister, emphasized that Anthony Blair was extremely pleased with his first meeting with the Russian leader, and according to him, warm relations were established with Boris Yeltsin. Anthony Blair accepted Boris Yeltsin's invitation to visit Moscow Moscow. As was learned by a NATO task correspondent from diplomatic circles, this visit is planned for October of this year. Later in the evening, at around 7 p.m. Moscow time in the American Embassy building in Paris, the meeting began between Boris Yeltsin and Bill Clinton. In the center of the attention of the two presidents was Boris Yeltsin's initiative concerning the non-aiming of Russian nuclear weapons at the countries who in Paris today signed the founding act, Russia-NATO. Perspectives of creating and topics of concerning common European security and as well preparation for the summit of 8 in Denver. After the meeting with Bill Clinton, the presidential motorcade headed for the Parisian airport, from where the plane of the Russian head of state departed for Moscow.